One of the things that changed in Elasticsearch 6 is that every request that goes to your Elasticsearch server needs to have a content header that specifies a JSON content type. And typing that in every time we issue a curl command to communicate with our server can get very tedious. So let me show you a little hack that lets you avoid doing that. So to make life easier, we're going to create a bin directory under our home directory on our little virtual server here. And we're going to create our own curl script that lives in there. And this curl script is going to override the one built into the system. So it's going to be a little bash script that just calls the real curl script under user bin curl, but automatically passes in that -h content type application JSON parameter for us so we don't have to keep typing it over and over and over again. And that $@ at the end of the line there within our script says go ahead and append all the other parameters that we had on the command line for that curl command. So by doing that and then changing the permissions on this script to be executable, what will happen is that Ubuntu will use the version of the script that's under our home directory's bin folder before it uses the real curl command, and our script will automatically add that -h content type application JSON to every curl command that we enter. So that just saves us a lot of typing going forward. Now remember, without this hack in place, you will need to add -h content type application /JSON to every single curl command in this course. Now, I'm going to assume that you've done the following steps to avoid doing that, so I'm not going to specify the -h parameter going forward in the subsequent lectures of this course. You need to either do this hack, or you need to actually remember to type that in every time. Just remember, you probably don't want to do this in the real world. In the real world, you're not going to be using curl for the most part anyway. You're going to be communicating with your Elasticsearch server using some sort of coding library or some sort of larger framework. Generally speaking, you don't want to be sneaking around behind the back of your system and making commands silently do things that they weren't designed to do originally. That can become very confusing if you were to try to issue a curl command that required a different content type header. You'd be left wondering, why is it not doing what I'm telling it to do if you didn't remember that you had this thing in place? So remember, this is a hack, but it is going to save you a lot of time in this course, and it's only applying within our little virtual machine that we're using for this course, so really there's no harm done. Let's work on this together and get it in place. So I've already sparked up my virtual box with my Elasticsearch image running, and now I'm going to open up my SSH client and log in. Now when you first log in, you should be automatically in your home directory. If you do a pwd, it should say /home/ whatever your username is, and that's where you want to be right now. Now we're going to create a bin directory underneath that home directory by typing the following: mkdir, that stands for make directory, space bin. And now we can move into that bin directory by saying cd for change directory bin. And if we do a pwd now, you'll see that we're under /home/ your username /bin. Now the neat thing about Ubuntu is that any scripts that are in your home directory's bin directory will take precedence over other scripts on your system. So this is how we're going to trick Ubuntu into using our version of curl instead of the default one. Now we need to create our curl script. We're going to use the built-in VI editor. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it gets the job done and it's built in. So let's type in VI curl, and that will create a new curl text file. First thing we need to do is hit the I key. The I key puts us in insert mode, and now we can just start typing. So type in the following: # or £, depending on where you come from, exclamation point, /bin /bash. That tells the OS that this is a bash script. Enter. And then we're going to say /usr /bin /curl. That will explicitly call the real version of curl that lives within our system with -h quote content -type application /JSON quote. And then we need to pass along any parameters that were sent into this script, and we can do that with a quote $@ quote, and hit enter. And that's all this script does. Basically, it takes all of the parameters to the curl command and sticks it on the end of the real curl command in our system, but automatically sticks in that -h content type application JSON header for us, so we never have to type it again. Now to get out of this, you're going to type the escape key to get out of insert mode. Then we're going to type :WQ, and that will write and quit from the editor. Hit enter, and we now have a curl script. Now to make it an executable script, there's one more thing we need to do. Let's type in chmod for change mod a +x. That gives executable permissions to everybody. .curl is the file that we're trying to affect. All right, so now we should be pretty much done. Just to make sure that it's working properly, let's do cd space ... and that should put us back on our home directory. You can type pwd to confirm that. And now if we type in which curl, it will tell us the path that the curl script will be executed from. And it should say the one that's in our home directory's bin folder like that. So that means we have successfully overridden curl to do what we want using our own modified script. And let's just make sure curl still works. For example, we can say curl 127.0.0.1:9200, and it did send us back the standard response that we get back that says, for search, but under the hood, it automatically added that -h content type application JSON header for us. So again, without this hack, you will need to add -h content type application JSON to every single curl request in the course, but we're just doing this to save you some typing, because in the real world, you don't really use curl that much, just for like one-off debugging. All right, now that that's in place, we can move on and do something useful in Elasticsearch.